Welcome back to Max with RP. In the earlier videos, we had introduced the notion of continuity. We had been solving problems. Today, we are going to solve more problems based on continuous functions. So let us first revise the basic concept. Very simple problem. Okay. You just take f of x equal to 3x minus 2 when x is less than or equal to 1. So what will be limit x tending to 1 minus of f of x? This will be 3 into 1, 3 minus 2, which is 1. So this is the left hand limit. What will be the right hand limit? Limit x tending to 1 plus of f of x, which is, I have to substitute 1 in 3x minus 4, which will give me minus 1. So left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. So limit itself doesn't exist. Limit doesn't exist at 1. So not continuous. Is it clear? Now look at the next problem. You have f of x equal to modulus of sin x by x when x not equal to 0 equal to 1 if x is 0. We want to check continuity at x equal to 0. So what will be the left hand limit? Left hand limit, which is limit x tends to 0 minus. So 0 minus means we are looking at minus pi by 2 to 0, where we know sin modulus of sin x is minus sin x. So you get minus sin x by x, which is equal to minus 1. Whereas your right hand limit will be limit x tending to 0 plus, okay, modulus of sin x by x will be sin x by x, because 0 to pi by 2 first quadrant, therefore it is plus 1. In fact, even you don't have to check that f of 0 itself is 1, right? So left hand limit is not equal to f of 0. So f is not continuous. So you can see the graph of modulus of sin x by x by using GeoGebra. Let us look at the GeoGebra screen. Okay, now this is the graph of modulus of sin x by x. What do you see around 0? If you see around 0, you can see to the left of 0, the limit is minus 1. To the right of 0, the limit is approaching, it's plus 1. It's moving from, see, as you move, you can see this is positive. To the right of 0, it is positive. To the left of 0, it is negative. So there is a jump in the graph. There is a gap in the graph. Therefore, the function is not continuous. So this is what we explored using algebraic calculation also. But from graph also you can understand more about the function. We are looking at mod sin x by x. You can see that at 0 it is not continuous because there is a break in the graph. And if you look at it algebraically, minus pi by 2 to 0 sin x is negative. 0 to pi by 2 sin x is positive. Therefore, the limit itself does not exist. Okay, this is what we saw. The limit does not exist. We also saw the graph. Now look at this function. Sin x by x when x is less than 0. So limit x tending to 0 minus of f of x will be equal to limit x tending to 0 minus of sin x by x. Sin x by x as x tends to 0 we know is 1. So this is your left hand limit. What will happen to your right hand limit? Limit x tending to 0 plus of f of x is equal to limit x tending to 0 plus of x plus 1. When I put x equal to 0, I get 1. Now what is f of 0? Here it is x plus 1 when x is greater than or equal to 0. So f of 0 equal to 1. Therefore, f is continuous. At x equal to continuous at x equal to 0. For this also you can see the graph. Look at this graph sin x by x. You can see first of all the graph is continuous. There is no break in the graph. And sin x by x tends to 0 is 1. That also you can see f of 0 is 1. So from the graph also you can check whether a function is continuous. So a graph gives us a lot of information about the function. So if you look at this function f of x equal to sin x by x, what do you observe? That as x tends to 0, f of 0 is 1. And there is no break in the graph. I can draw the graph without lifting my hand. And this is how the graph of the function also looks. This is sin x by x for you. It's a continuous function. And we have also proved it is continuous. Because both the left hand limit, right hand limit, the value of the function are all equal to 1. Now look at this problem. Find the value of a so that the function f defined by f of x equal to 1 minus cos 2ax by x square when x not equal to 0 may be continuous at x equal to 0. So you have to find a. Given that the function is continuous, you have to find the value of a. For what value of a is this function continuous? Now limit x tending to 0 of f of x is equal to limit x tending to 0 of 1 minus cos 2ax by x square. Now this is limit x going to 0. 1 minus cos 2ax is 2 sine square ax. 1 minus cos 2ax is 2 sine square ax by x square. This I can write it as limit x goes to 0. 2 into sine ax into sine ax. I have x and I have x here. So what I am going to do? I am going to multiply and divide by a square so that I also have to multiply by a square. I have divided by ax. Why? Because as x tends to 0, this will become 1. This will become 1. So giving you 2a square. Now it is given that the function is continuous. Now what is f of 0? F of 0 is 8. Now since f is continuous, limit x tends to 0, f of x is equal to f of 0. Because the function is given to be continuous. So 2a square equal to 8. Therefore, a square equal to 4, a equal to plus or minus 2. So we have to find a for which the function is given to be continuous. 1 minus cos 2ax we have simplified as 2 sin square ax, and you already have x square in the denominator. Sin theta by theta as theta tends to 0 is 1. So this is sin ax by ax, sin ax by ax into 2. Okay, since I have divided by a square, I am multiplying by a square. So I get the limit to be 2a square. It is 8 because the function is continuous, is equal to the value of the function at x equal to 0. So 2a square is 8, so a is plus or minus 2. Now we are also going to see the graph using GeoGebra. Okay, so now I have made a slider for A. In fact, I kept it as 2 because we want to check whether at 2 it is continuous. See, at 2, this is the function 1 minus cos 2ax by x square. Okay, this is how the graph of 1 minus cos 2ax by x square looks like. Now, at a equal to 2, you can see the function is continuous. Suppose I change the value of a. You can see how the graph changes. This is how the graph looks. This is when a equal to minus 3.4. This is when a equal to minus 5. You can see how the graph looks. This is at a equal to 2.3. It's very sensitive, this board. So you can keep on playing with the graph by changing the values, and when a is 2, you can see the function is continuous. Okay, this is very sensitive. So you can keep moving the values of a, and when a is 2, as you saw in the beginning, the function is continuous. And we have also resolved the function 1 minus cos 2ax by x square. The at near 0, when a is 2, the function is continuous. We looked at how the graph looked for this function near x equal to 0. Now look at this problem. For what value of k is the following function continuous at x equal to minus pi by 6? It is minus pi by 6. So limit x naught equal to x tends to minus pi by 6. Whenever we say x tending to minus pi by 6, x does not take the value minus pi by 6. X takes values closer to minus pi by 6. So what will be the function? Root 3 sin x plus cos x by x plus pi by 6. Now what I am going to do, I am going to rewrite this as limit x tends to minus pi by 6 divide by 2. So I am multiplying by 2 sin x plus half into cos x divided by x plus pi by 6 multiplied and divided by 2. Now root 3 by 2, I can write it as, what is pi by 6? 30 degrees. So can I write root 3 by 2 as cos 30 and this one as sin 60? So what this will become? Limit x tending to minus pi by 6, 2 into root 3 by 2, I can write it as cos pi by 6 into sin x. This will be sine pi by 6 into cos x by x plus pi by 6. This you can see is limit x tends to minus pi by 6 sine of x plus pi by 6, which is sin x cos pi by 6 plus cos x sin pi by 6 divided by, we also have a 2 here, okay. Now if I write x plus pi by 6 as x tends to, let x plus pi by 6 be t, as x tends to minus pi by 6, t tends to 0. So the whole limit will be limit t tends to 0 2 times sin t by t. This is 1, so which is equal to 2. So what is the value of k? Since it's given that the function is continuous, the value of k must be 2. So this implies k equal to 2. Is it clear for all of you? See, these kind of functions, please, you can also try using GeoGebra. I leave it as an exercise. Now look at this problem. If the function f is defined by f of x equal to 1 minus cos x by x sin x, when x is not equal to 0, and half when x is equal to 0, and it is given as continuous at x equal to 0, you have to find the value of c. It should be 1 minus cos cx, I think. This is 1 minus cos cx divided by x sin x. Okay, now limit x tends to 0 of f of x will be, this is whenever x is not equal to 0. So this will be limit x tends to 0. What will be 1 minus cos cx? 2 sine square cx by 2 divided by x sin x. Okay, this is limit x goes to 0, 2 times, I have sine of cx by 2 into sine of cx by 2 by x into sin x. Okay, so what do I need here? So this one I'm going to use, since I need cx by 2 and there's only one x, I'll multiply and divide by c by 2, so I'll have 2 by c here. And then for this sin x, I'm going to multiply and divide by x. Okay, now for this c by 2, I'm going to make it as cx by 2. So again, I have to divide by 2 by c. See, I have rewritten it as sin cx by 2 into sin cx by 2. Okay, now I have x sin x. Sin x I have multiplied and divided by x. I have multiplied both sides by c by 2, c square by 4. Since I have divided c square by 4, the numerator also I should have c square by 4. Are you able to follow? C by 2 into c by 2. C square by 4. So in the numerator also I should have c square by 4. Now this, as x tends to 0, this becomes 1, this becomes 1, this becomes 1, giving you c square by 2. Now c square by 2 is given to be half. Why? Because f is continuous. F is continuous. Therefore, c square equal to 1 or c equal to plus or minus 1. Is it clear? So it is mainly algebraic manipulation and making use of the fact that sine theta by theta, as theta tends, limit theta by sine theta by theta as theta tends to 0 is 1. Now, you are given a function f. The question is, what will be your choice of f of 0 to make it continuous at x equal to 0? So, we have to define f of 0 so that the function is continuous. So, what is limit x tending to 0 of f of x will be 2x by root of a plus x minus root of a minus x. Now multiply and divide by the conjugate. Root of a plus x plus root of a minus x divided by root of a plus x minus root of a minus x. Now this will be limit x goes to 0, 2x. Okay. Now directly if you substitute 0, you will get 0 by 0 form. That is why we are multiplying by the conjugate. So what will be the numerator? This will be root a as x tends to 0 plus root a. Now what will happen to the denominator? A plus x. Root of a plus x into the root of a plus x is a plus x. A square minus b square. So minus a plus x. Minus of a minus x. So minus a plus x. This is 2x. So 2x and 2x gets cancelled, giving you 2 root a. So what should be your f of 0? So f of 0 must be defined as 2 root a. Must be defined as 2 root a so that f is continuous. So here there's a difference in the question. Here he is asking you to define f of 0 so that the function is continuous. So we have defined f of 0 as 2 root a so that the function is continuous. This is a very simple sum. Let f of x be sin x by x plus cos x when x is not equal to 0, 2 when x is 0. Show that f is continuous at x equal to 0. So limit x tends to 0 of f of x will be limit x tending to 0 of sin x by x. Because of the property of limits, this I can write as this limit plus this limit. Sum of two continuous functions will always be a continuous function. So this will be equal to this is 1, cos 0 also is 1, so this is 2. So you know that f of 0 is 2. Therefore f is continuous at x equal to 0. Is it clear? Now let us look at this problem. The function f of x is defined as greatest integer function. Now if you look at the greatest integer function, what does it do? Given any number, what does it do? It gives the greatest integer less than or equal to the number. For example, greatest integer function of 1.8 will be 1. 2.06 will be 2. Minus 0.4 will be minus 1. So what does it do? It truncates the decimal part and gives the greatest integer, the largest integer which is less than or equal to the given number. Okay. Now we want to see whether it is continuous at x equal to 0, x equal to 1 and x equal to half. So 0 is an integer. So what will be limit x tends to 0 minus of square bracket x. 0 minus means what? Say minus 0.86. For example, if I apply greatest integer function, what will I get? I will get minus 1. What will be limit x tends to 0 plus of square bracket x? This is greater than 0. So 0 0.8, 0 0.9. If I apply greatest integer function, what will I get? 0. Therefore, at x equal to 0, it is not continuous. In fact, it will not be continuous at any integer. If you say 2, for when I take 2 minus, it will be 1. The greatest integer function will give 1. For 2 plus, very close to 2 but greater than 2, it will give 2. So, for at integer points, the greatest integer function is not continuous. So, as you can see in at x equal to 1 also. So, limit, I use a different color. Limit extending to 1 minus of f of x equal to. So 1 minus means what? 0.998 or something. We are approaching 1 through values to the left of 1. So then what will be the greatest integer function? 0. Limit extending to 1 plus of f of x. So 1.2, 1.3, what will be the greatest integer function? It is 1. Therefore, not continuous. Left hand limit not equal to right hand limit, therefore not continuous. What about x equal to half? See, when you have the number line and you have 0.5, okay, from this is 0 to 1. So, however small a neighborhood you choose, it is always going to be 0. The greatest integer function is always going to be 0. So, limit extending to half minus of f of x equal to limit extending to half plus of f of x will always be 0. Because however small I choose 0.4, 0, the greatest integer function gives 0. 0.6, the greatest integer function gives 0. So if you take values around 0.5, the greatest integer function is the same number which is 0. So f is continuous. So only at x equal to half, the function is continuous. Okay. So before we conclude, we'll just look at the graph of this function alone. Okay, I'm going to take a new one. Now let us look at the graph of the greatest integer function. In GeoGebra, we type it as floor x, floor of x in the input box. But of course, it does not, it is also limited. It does not show that at 1, actually the value is 1 and at 2, the value is 2. But you can see the breaks in the graph, right? So that itself indicates at integral points, the function is discontinuous. So you can see from here, minus 2 to minus 1. So at all integral points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there is a break. So at integral points, the function is not continuous. But within this, if I take between open interval between 0 to minus 1, if I take 0.5, minus 0.5, it is continuous. Similarly, if I take between 1 and 2, if I take 0.5, however small a neighborhood I choose around 0.5, the limit is going to be 1. 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, it is going to be 1. If I take around, say, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7 or 0.4, 0.3, the value of the limit is 0. So this is what I want you to understand. How from the graph also you can understand how the notion of limit and continuity is explained virtually through the graphs. So until next time, I want you to go through these videos. I hope you find them useful and you are enjoying the classes as much as I do. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share, and until we meet next time, it's goodbye.